Hiya! So, how did you get on with your bug hunt yesterday? I hope you enjoyed our bug hunt. We had lots of fun. We saw lots of different things. We saw frogs, we saw slow worms, squirrels, we even saw a tiger in a tree. Ah! So, I've put a video up showing you how to make bonkers. And if you want to make your own kind of bonkers type character or any kind of sock monster, make it your own, make it inspired by nature or just your imagination. And if that one was a little bit too difficult for you to do, don't worry, you can always make another much more simpler one, which is made just from an old sock and a little bit of felt, and he's got a wee tongue there, and I've just stuck two little eyes on there. So these two are going to be very, very good friends, and at the end of the week we're going to be making a little stop frame animation. So I want you to create as many little characters as you can. Now, if you're not going to make your sock monsters and you want something else to do during the week, I've got lots of activities, so I'm just going to show you those now. So you might not have been able to get out to a garden or to an open space, but you might have a pet at home. So what I would love to see is you doing some nice drawings of your pets and your animals at home. This is Banjo, he's a spaniel and he's one of my dogs. And I've done another little one of my other dog, very, very comfortable in her little doggy bed there. Her name's Lily. Alright, so you can do that to keep yourself busy. Then what you might want to start doing is you might want to start using your imagination a little bit more. So there's no children in this house, there's just me and my partner and my two dogs, but we've had a lot of fun this morning making some very, very silly little characters. And this one's just made out of a wee coffee box and some felt, and as you can see it's a mix between, can you guess? I think it's a mix between a kind of dinosaur and also a frog. Rawr! So that would be great for your little stop motion animation. If you've got some of this at home, not all of you will, I had a little bit left of air drying clay. You can use this and you can come up with some mythological creatures. So mythological creatures are creatures that they cannot prove whether they are real or not. I tend to believe that they are real. Shh. So for example, the Loch Ness Monster. This one here I've made, it's a metamorphosis of a puma. And if you turn around here, it's this little sea dragon or seahorse. Now I'm really inspired by seahorses. I absolutely love them. And this is a drawing I did from a dream that I had. And it was a beautiful seahorse that came to me in a dream. And then I noticed that it had this magical horn coming out of its head. So I call this unicorn seahorse. And I think he's just like a wee power animal and he's a wee friend that looks after me. So you can see that he's inspired many other artworks that I've done, and I like to wear him on my t-shirt, and I think, although he's a mythological creature, he's real to me. Now, another thing you might want to do is, I want you just to look down here at what I'm showing you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you a little bit in pieces at a time, and you're going to try and guess. So, what do you think that might be? It's a really big animal that lives in the sea, and it's got all these legs. Have you guessed yet? It's a giant squid, okay? And in here we have another little animal which is a immortal jellyfish. And here for the eyes, this is called a nematode worm, and apparently they actually sent these up into space and they survived living in zero gravity. So even though they're microscopic animals, they're actually the strongest animal, and they've lived from throughout prehistoric time. So they've lived since the time of the dinosaurs. Now, have a little look at it, because I'm going to keep adding things and I want you to try and guess what the animal is. So, I'm going to add that on there, and I'm going to add that on there. Now you can do this by printing off pictures of animals that you find on magazines. What do you think that is? It's an elephant, okay? So we've got some elephant tusks. This is where we're going a wee bit crazy now. Now I'm going to add this on here. And I'm going to add this on here. And those are actually the wings of a blackbird. Or a magpie actually, sorry. And then I'm going to add these things in here. And I'm going to add this little bit over here. Now, this is a creature that I created a couple of years ago for friends of mine called Mulettes. And they wanted to create an animal that was called Behemoth. And Behemoth was this mythological creature that they have actually scientifically proven has been heard underneath the sea. So imagine if we humans don't look after our oceans, that maybe Behemoth would come up and say, you better stop and get yourselves into action. So mythological creatures are there to warn mankind about being careful to the environment, or usually they'll have a little story to say, guys, come on now, you need to look after nature a wee bit more. So I want you to create your own mythological creature if you want. You can do that with collage. And another way to try and get your ideas going is a little game called Exquisite Corpse. So my partner and I played this morning. So you can guess what this is, can't you? It's a froggy. And then what you do is you fold up your piece of paper and you put the end of the head over onto the other side, and then you fold it up and then you pass it on to the next person. It's good to play it with 4 people. And then the next person finishes off the middle part of the body, and then you pass it on and the next person finishes off the legs of the body, and then maybe somebody else will finish off the feet. So this is what we came up with, and it's a, what would you say, it's a frog, a meerkat and a parakeet all together. So you could call it a frog cat keet, maybe, who knows, right? You make up your own one, and I want to see them on the Facebook page later on. So go and have fun. Remember, it's all about using your imagination, because we're going to be sowing some seeds later on today, and I want you to see what a little seed looks like. And when you put it in the soil and you think, oh, nothing's going to happen, it's just going to stay there. And then after a week, you see a wee thing popping up out of the soil. And then after 2 weeks, it starts to come up and it's got a little seedling. It's just the same as your imagination. Any little idea you have can spring into something as big as Behemoth. Okay, go and have fun. Bye.